Hey everyone, this is Northern Kyle, and today we're going to be talking about Overwatch sound cues and how you can use them to make you a better player. First we will talk about game settings and equipment so that you can make optimal use of the sound cues, and then we will talk about how to use the sound cues in-game with examples. Let's get started. The in-game sound settings that I'm going to suggest are aimed to optimize the clarity and location of sound cues. You are free to modify these settings as you see fit, but if in-game performance is your priority, I suggest that you stick with them. Under the sound settings, set your volume levels to your preference, but set the music volume to 0. The reason I do this is to remove the music when the timer is approaching 0 and during sudden death. I find that this music can be distracting, and it also can overpower important sound cues during clutch times. This is also true if you have your own personal music playing, but if you do want to listen to music while playing, I would definitely set the volume to the softer side. Next, set group voice chat to on and make sure team voice chat is on auto join. Doing this will remove the need to join team voice chat at the start of every match if you are queuing competitive as a group. Next, I recommend using push to talk as opposed to open mic in Overwatch. Normally I would use open mic, but because Overwatch does not have a volume threshold option, it picks up a lot of noises from your environment. Your push to talk binding should be one that does not take your finger away from a movement or ability key. If you have an extra button on your mouse, this is a good choice. The final setting is Dolby Atmos for headphones. Turning this on will emulate surround sound or directional sound for your headphones. I have had a great experience with this setting. After turning it on, I was able to pinpoint the location of a sound much better. If you are currently using surround sound headphones, I recommend turning off its surround sound features and changing them to stereo. People have reported doing this alongside using the Dolby Atmos setting greatly improved their ability to locate a sound in-game. However, you should test this setting both on and off and decide for yourself what is more accurate for you. Which brings me to my next point. You should be using headphones over speakers. Headphones immerse you more into the game by blocking external sounds, and they do a great job emulating the surround sound effect. Stereo speakers or laptop speakers will not be able to give you the same experience. However, I have yet to try surround sound speakers, so I'm unsure if they will produce good results. If you do use surround sound speakers, I would love to hear from you just about your experience with them and how they work. Now that we have the settings out of the way, we need to learn the different sound cues. Keep in mind that all examples in this video will be using the default English sounds. However, the method to learn them will be the same in any language. Learning the sound cues is done by hearing them repeatedly in game and making a conscious decision as to what the source was. If you made the wrong decision, correct yourself and make a note in your mind so you can distinguish it next time. For example, let's say you hear this sound.
Drop the beat.
You probably know that it's Lucio's ultimate, but do you know if it's a friendly or an enemy Lucio? That's important information. Here it is again with the video this time.
Drop the beat.
As you can see, it was an enemy Lucio. A helpful tip is that if an enemy ults, they will often speak in their native language, and if a friendly ults with the same hero, it is usually in English or your client's language. Here's a demonstration of this with Zarya. An enemy Zarya will speak Russian, and a friendly Zarya will speak English.
Fire at will.
Keep in mind that this is not true for all heroes, and Lucio is a good example of this. A friendly or enemy Lucio ult will always be in English, but the phrase will change. Let's hear it.
Drop the beat. Oh, let's break it. Damn.
Sometimes an enemy ult will sound the same as a friendly ult, but this is only the case if you are playing as that hero. And because you are playing as that hero, it will still be easy to distinguish the source. Reinhardt is one of the heroes that does this. A lot of sound cues exist in this game. Instead of trying to remember everything at once, you should try and learn the most important sound cues first. You should probably start with ultimates because of their impact on the game. Second, I would focus on important abilities such as Reaper's Shadow Step, and also the ability to hear footsteps in game, but not necessarily what hero the footsteps belong to. And from there you can just start filling in all the other sound cues. On top of all of this, you should also get comfortable predicting where the sound came from. Try to make educated guesses of the sound's location, and also keep in mind, the volume of a sound lets you know how far away it is. The purpose of using sound cues in Overwatch is to gain information that will give you the upper hand. They allow you to react faster to situations, and just as importantly, they allow you to predict upcoming events. An example of reacting to a sound cue could be using Lucio's ultimate when you hear the enemy Genji ultimate. This will effectively cancel out his ability to annihilate your entire team. How you decide to react to different sound cues depends on the situation, but the more you react this way, the faster you will become. You essentially create a habit response for yourself and you improve your reaction time. Now let's talk about using sound cues as a prediction tool. Predicting what your enemy is going to do puts your team in a strong position. The enemy may think he's going to pull off something great, but your team is already one step ahead. Let's say you hear a Reaper teleport above. What is your prediction of what he will do here? He typically has two offensive choices. He may try to jump behind the team to get to the back line, or he may jump directly onto the team and use his ultimate. Both scenarios are pretty bad for your team, but because you know that he is up there, you can prepare for him. Let your team know that he is up there in case they haven't heard him, and also mention that his ultimate might be ready soon if he hasn't used it in a while. As a result, your team will be ready for him. You can focus DPS on him when he jumps down, or you can send someone up after him. But the best part about this is, the Reaper may not know that you know his location. This is exactly what prediction is all about, and the more you do it, the better you will get. Another example of using prediction might happen when you hear footsteps nearby through a flanking route. Likely the intention of the flanker is to pick off some of your backline, but because you are ready for it, you can deal with it. Take a look at this clip where you can see me hear and react to the footsteps and then predict the enemy's direction. As you can see, doing this probably prevented a few deaths on my team. In the end, it all comes down to identifying sound cues to gain valuable information to use against your enemy, and whether you are using these sound cues to react to the moment or to predict what is to come, you give your team an increased chance of winning. Hey everyone, thanks for checking out the video today. I hope you learned something about sound cues. If you liked my content or want to see more, please subscribe and check out my Twitch channel. Have a good day.